Hi there, welcome to this lesson on Pure Mathematics 1. We're on Chapter 2, Quadratics, and in this lesson we'll be looking at completing the square. Now, completing the square, it's a very useful way of rewriting a quadratic expression. It's got several uses. Its first use that we'll consider in the next lesson is how you use it to solve quadratic equations. But there's several other things it helps with as well. What does completing the square mean? The completing the square bit refers to a square bracket that you have to create. In this case, if I was trying to complete the square for x squared plus 6x, the square bracket would be x plus 3 squared. Why x plus 3 squared? Well, x plus 3 squared is x plus 3 times x plus 3. If I multiply that out, I'll get x squared, which is what I want. I'll also get 3x twice, which gives me 6x, which is what I want. I'll also get plus 9 when I do the 3 times the 3. The plus 9 I don't want. That was not in the original expression. So x squared plus 6x plus 9 is what I would get if I had x plus 3 squared. For completing the square, I set it up as x plus 3 squared, and then I just need to note that I need to take away the 9. Because if I square that bracket, I will get everything I want. I'll get the x squared, I'll get the 6x, but I'll get 9 extra that I don't want. That is the square completed. That is completing the square. Just a reminder in terms of where those numbers came from. So x squared plus 6x, it's the 6 you keep an eye on. If it's x squared, you're always going to get x at the start of the bracket. Whatever this number is, you have to halve it. Half of 6 is 3, so the bracket becomes x plus 3 squared. Then we take away the 9 because we'll get 3 squared that we don't want. Okay, 4 examples for you to have a go at yourselves. Pause the video, and when you're ready, come back to me. Okay, let's have a look at these together. First question, x squared plus 10x. It's the 10x we're looking at. Halve the 10 to get 5, and that'll give us x plus 5 squared. That gives us the x squared we want, plus the 10x that we want, but it also gives us 5 times 5. So it'll give us 25 that we don't want. We need to take that away. That's it done. Second question, x squared minus 4x. It's minus this time. If it's minus, it'll be minus in the brackets. But when we square the brackets, we will get minus 2 times minus 2. So we'll still get plus 4. So when we complete the square, we do still need to take away 4, because the minus times a minus is a plus in the brackets. That's 2 done. 3 is a little bit harder, because this is an odd number. This is the number we have to halve. When you halve it, you get 7 over 2. And that is the best way to write it down, as an improper fraction, 7 over 2. Don't be tempted to write it as a decimal, and don't be tempted to write it as a mixed number. An improper fraction will make life a lot easier. Then when we square the bracket, we get everything we want, but we'll also get 7 over 2 all squared. We need to take that away, which gives us minus 49 over 4. I apologize for the noise in the background if you can hear it from time to time. It is the sound of rain on a tin roof. Number 4, first thing you need to do is factorize it. It's definitely the best thing to do. Don't be tempted to have root 2x in the brackets. Makes life an awful lot more difficult. Take out 2, factorize the 2 terms, and then treat x squared minus 4x in the same way as the other questions. So you'll need big brackets for this, and when we complete the square, we'll get x minus 2 squared, as before, and then take away 4, because of the 4 we don't want. Then you multiply the brackets. That gives you 2 into x minus 2 squared minus 8. Okay, the next example. The only difference with this example is the plus 5 that's tagged on the end. Don't worry about that. You still complete the square in the normal way with the other 2 terms. I'll let you have a go yourself first. Pause the video, then come back to me. Okay, it feels a bit different, this one, but it's not very different. You just look at the x squared and the 6x. And as before, that'll give you x plus 3 squared. That gives you both of those terms. It gives you the x squared, it gives you the 6x. It also gives you 9 that you don't want, so you have to take that away. You do want the 5, so don't forget that. We are supposed to have plus 5, so we need to add that on. Then we tidy up these 2 numbers. That gives us minus 4. And that is it done. That's completed the square for that expression. And 4 more examples for you to have a go at. They do steadily get more difficult as you move through them. Have a go at the 4 of them. Come back to me when you are ready. Okay, we will have a look at these. So the first question, x squared plus 10x plus 3. We look at the x squared and the 10x, half the 10 to get 5. So we'll have x plus 5 squared. That'll give us 25 that we don't want, so we take that away. We do want the 3, so don't forget that. So add the 3 on. Tidy up those 2 numbers, and you get x plus 5 squared minus 22. Second question, x squared minus 4x minus 5. Again, we start by halving the minus 4, so we get minus 2 squared. That means we need to take away 4 because of the 2 squared we don't want. Don't forget the minus 5 that we do want. Tidy up those numbers, and that gives you minus 9. The third question, tricky one because of the 7. A half of 7 is 7 over 2, as we said before. Then we'll need to take away the 7 over 2 all squared, which is 49 over 4. Then we need to add on the 4 that we do want. And this time there's a little bit of fraction work here, so we need to combine these together. 4 take away 49 over 4 would tidy up to minus 33 over 4. Now the last question is definitely the most difficult one, and it's how you deal with the 2. We do factorize like we did on the easier questions, but when you factorize, it's just the first 2 terms that need to be factorized. Don't worry about the 9. So for the first 2 terms we take out 2, and that gives us 2 into x squared minus 4x. Then we complete the square on the x squared minus 4x in the normal way. And that'll give us 2 into x minus 2 all squared, take away 4, take away the 9 at the end. Then we multiply out the brackets. That'll give us 2 into x minus 2 squared, minus 8, minus 9. Tidy up those numbers, and that gives us minus 17 at the end. Okay, that gets us to the end of this lesson. If you have the textbook, then turn to page 23 and have a go at exercise 2C. Thank you very much for listening, and cheerio.